wonder why women go to the ladies' room in groups or pairs? That's because the ladies' room is where women feel safe enough to be vulnerable with each other. That's where we go to offer guidance and support. The ladies' room is where women go to strategize and organize to take over the world. I'm Roxann Smithers, and I want to welcome you to the ladies' room.
Where do women go for honesty, strategy, guidance, and inspiration? Welcome to the ladies' room. Hosted by Roxann Smithers.
So today's episode, we're going to be talking about pricing. There's a biblical proverb that says a virtuous woman's price is far above rubies. So we're going to be talking about our pricing. How do we decide what to charge for our services and for our goods? And also, how do we negotiate salaries? So I'm so excited. I've got a wonderful panel today of powerful women, and we're going to get into this topic here in the ladies' room. So first, I want to welcome Danielle Edwards. She's a health and wellness professional with Avalon Wellness. I want to welcome Tiffany C Wright, a business management consultant and founder of the Resourceful CEO. And I want to welcome Sabrina Lowery, founder and chief technology officer for Sabrina Lowery Industries. Ladies, thank you so much for coming today into the ladies' room, into the executive lounge to talk about pricing. How's everybody doing?
Good. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. So we really want to dig in and get to this topic because it is definitely one that really challenges both women as entrepreneurs and business owners, but also women as executives in the workplace. We know the statistics, right, on what a woman makes versus a man to the dollar and what Black women make to a white man to the dollar. So we really want to dig into that and see what's the psychology behind where do we go with our pricing? Do we understand that our value is far above rubies? All right. In your experience, people were very open about what their salaries were.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I did.
And that has been such an issue. There's so much secrecy. I find people are very secretive about money, right? We know this. There's a lot of pathology around it. Very secretive about what they make, what they charge, the true nature of their financial state. But what do you guys think about, and what's your philosophy now in terms of sharing information about your rates, what you are making, salaries, being open about that and finding that information so that you also know how to either price yourself or advising someone else or just being open and not afraid to talk about money? Danny?
I'm open. I feel like, at the end of the day, sharing your information on your journey isn't going to take away from your pot. You know what I mean? And especially with people have poured into me and mentored me my whole life. So the more information I can share, definitely, not only with just people that are coming into the industry or that are younger than me, but sometimes it's people that are older than me that I've been an entrepreneur since I was 22 years old. But for the most part, being open to share that information, I think it helps. When you're stingy with information, I think the information dies. And how come y'all grow if we're kind of holding on to those small nuggets? You're in IT. How does that affect me? Right. Not at all. But for you to say, hey, then the way you should do this may be XYZ, talk to this person, you might have just increased my whole lifestyle.
Right.
And just by sharing that information, because I was ignorant to how to do that or how to move laterally, then move up. You know what I mean?
And how do we know if we're underpricing ourselves?
That's right, yeah.
If we don't know what people are making, right? Companies are very hesitant. They want to scare employees and executives into not sharing their salaries, right? They have a right to, right? And what does that do? Who does that hurt? That right. The people who don't know that they're being undervalued.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? It was the SEC, but it was some financial entity that said we need to know what you're paying all your employees, especially management, your management level. And a friend of mine is now at a very senior level, but she previously had been held at a VP role and was greatly underpaid. But then when her firm, which was a large firm, and this happened in a lot of companies across the financial spectrum, the finance industry spectrum, had to publish that information, they started to level up because it looks horrible to see, VP, they've been down here, they've been in these roles for 10 years, and there's these men who've been in a role for 4 years, and then they were here, and they're making, 50% more, 100% more, things like that. So, yes, I remember one year she got a huge increase in salary. But the nice thing was that her boss told her, this is not, you should have gotten this a long time ago.
Right.
But yes, so I think it's like I tell my clients all the time, track and measure. That which you do not track and measure, you can't adjust. So what secrecy does is it doesn't allow you to track and measure. But by having transparency, you can. And so then you can see. And how are women who are not socialized to negotiate or socialized to get out there and be more aggressive, how are we supposed to start to understand these kinds of things if we don't know? At least if we get a little mad and we're being underpaid, then we'll go, what?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Right.
I need to do something about it. But if you don't know, then you just kind of...
Sunlight is the best disinfectant, right?
Oh, yes.
I remember I found a law firm's website, and they had right on their website all of their pricing.
Oh.
And the first thing I was like, whoa, that's great. But most law firms don't, right? I wonder why. I mean, partly you want some flexibility.
Right.
But I also had the realization we are drastically pricing ourselves.
Right.
And that was a bellwether moment for me to adjust our pricing.
Right.
So I was like, wow, even though, we had a goal to be in a good range for entrepreneurs and business owners, we're still a business. And we still, in order to continue our mission, we have to stay in business. Right? You have to be able to do that. So the bottom line, you got to make sure you're charging right. Well, ladies, this has been an amazing discussion.
Yeah.
It is so great to get, three women together, can talk about some different perspectives and really understand how we're all getting to this point of understanding what we need to be bringing in for our goods, our services, for our experience, our skill, and just the essence of who we are, because that has an amazing value. So I want to make sure that people know how to find you and pay you.
Hey.
So Sabrina, tell the folks where they can find you.
Oh, absolutely. It is SabrinaLowery.com, and it is all things Sabrina Lowery, all social. You can Google me, baby.
You can find me at awi.life for Avalon Wellness for my health and wellness business. You can find me at Tab Greens CS for my commercial cleaning business.
And Tiffany, where can the folks find you?
People can find me at theresourcefulceo.com. The Resourceful CEO or Resourceful CEO is where you can find me. And Tiffany C Wright. You can also Google me, but you must keep the C in there, or else you'll get all kinds of stuff. I'll be on page 50.
Well, and hopefully, ladies, I will see you again in the ladies' room. So for today's session, I want to thank the Art Institute of Atlanta, the staff, the administrators, as well as the students for giving us this wonderful space to chit-chat and create our executive room. And I also want to thank Habari Financial Network as being part of the ladies' room. We want to thank you, and we'll see you again in the ladies' room.